First and foremost, before we get started, I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rekah Kwadash, and the Mount Souls Great Millstone, Wallen's Truth, and also to those elect that are scattered abroad. I like to say, Shalom. Come back here today with another great and powerful lesson through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. And the type of day lesson is Watchman Report, Election Unrest. So I like to say Shalom to all our listen and learn. Hope this help you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So I just opened it up. I did a quick Google search on about the election that is fast approaching, November the 5th. And we're already knowing that they're saying that it will be could be civil unrest, could be civil war, and also it will be, it said violence, it said a lot of things they're preparing for. Also, they're deploying the National Guard in certain states, like I think Washington State, I think it's one of them is Nebraska, and it's another one. But one thing about it, also they are beefing up security around the Capitol. So we know that these things are getting very, 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 very critical. We know that we're coming upon these perilous times, and also, we constantly been warning you about all these impending dangers that's coming upon us at a fast pace, and also we know that there, this could be the possible dog winter, could be a black swan event, could be a mass casualty event, something like that. But we know that it's going to go down. But it's they're setting the stage for this NWO, this new world order. They want total control. So right here, open up the Google search about the elections. It's got a lot of them in here. So we're gonna read off a few of them. Then we're gonna open up a couple of them, and then we'll get some videos and some precept, and hope that you will get edified. It says here, top story. It says. That some worry violence or civil unrest will happen in the days after the election. It's a possible, win or lose, whoever win or lose, we already knowing that it's going to go down. Even though if it don't go down right then, we already knowing that it's setting the stage. We knowing that we're coming upon Jacob's trouble, we're coming upon the hour of temptation. Also, we know that we're coming upon that MOTB, that grain of rice, and also a great economic collapse. So these things are fast approaching. So this election is setting the stage. So a lot of people right now are worried, are getting prepared, getting ammo, getting all sorts of weaponry, setting the stage for sedition, rioting, looting, strife and envy, also death and destruction. Let's go here. It says some downtown DC business are boarding up in case election turn violent. So a lot of these business over there in Washington D.C. and around the Capitol, they're boarding up their business. What are they? They seeing that the vibration is changing. They're seeing that something is a possibility this time that something could go down. Because one thing about it, we already knowing that we got these Trumps and what are talking about. Make America great again, but America will never be great again. It has fallen and will never get back up again. There will be no inhabited left here. And also, we already know what's going on in the Middle East. Things are constantly picking up simultaneous. And one thing about it, and also the Lord's vision of everything created. I said, let's read this again. It says some downtown DC businesses are boarding up in case of election turn violent. So people are boarding up their business because they already know once all this hell break loose, it's going to be a lot of people going, they're going to try to take the law in their own hand. And also they're going to be going into these businesses, robbing, stealing and killing, also raping. A lot of these things are coming into play. We already know about the purge. We already know about Silver and Water, these movies they already put out, leave the world behind. And one thing about it that, this world is getting ready to be left behind very soon. We're in that transition to power. It says here, National Guard troops on standby in Washington State, Oregon, and Nevada. That's exactly what I was talking about. That's spot on right there. So they're deploying the National Guards in these different states because of these worries or these rumors of civil unrest, election unrest. People, they might buck up depending on who is the winner. But either way it go, the nation is divided. If a nation is divided, it cannot stand. So the Lord is causing this nation, this division. He's causing this strife and envy. The Lord is causing these nations to rise up against nations, just like the Bible said. And also we got rumors of wars all over the place. The Lord is setting the stage, not the so-called red man or so-called white man. He's the red man. He's not setting the stage. The Lord is setting the stage. It says here, police brace for election violence in D.C. being boarded up. So, it's constantly seeing these reports. It says here, let's see what this one is. Pretty much the same. It says MPD, D.C. leaders making preparation for protests, riots during and after. The election is probably open. I'm gonna open up one of them in a minute. Just giving you a what's going on here. Just giving you a preview or forecast what they're constantly saying. Still, it's pretty much saying the same things. It says here, law enforcement official prepare for possible post-election violence in D.C. So it keeps saying that it's going to be riots. It keeps saying there's going to be violence. So that's exactly what this devil wants. He wants this order out of chaos. So let's go here and let's see, I pick out one of these videos. Let's see, a D.C. preparing for possible election riots. Let's get this one here.
The mayor's office is telling D.C. council members that they are bracing for the possibility of large-scale riots around Inauguration Day and January 6th. News First Mark Seagraves was in that briefing. He joins us live near the Ellipse with that story. Mark.
Yeah, good evening. You can take a look over my shoulder and see that the stage is set for the vice president's speech. Thousands of people, you said, have been in line since early this morning filing in. Originally, they were anticipating about 20,000 people here. That shifted to about 40,000 as the estimated total. Then this morning, Chief Pamela Smith told reporters it could be as many as 50,000 people down here on the Ellipse for this event tonight. All, as you said, as the district is preparing for more large-scale events like this over the coming months. Fencing surrounded the Ellipse this morning in preparation for tonight's event. At the same time, just blocks away, D.C. Assistant City Administrator Chris Rodriguez was briefing the D.C. Council on security preparations for Election Day through January 6th and Inauguration Day, telling lawmakers D.C. is bracing for the possibility of, quote, large-scale riots and civil unrest. Rodriguez also told council members they are preparing for historic crowds in D.C. on Inauguration Day, no matter which candidate wins. D.C. Police Chief Pamela Smith briefed reporters this morning. She said her officers are ready for all the different events taking place today, as well as the coming months.
I want to assure you that the Metropolitan Police Department and all of the D.C. government agencies continue to prepare for these events. The Metropolitan Police Department supports individuals peacefully exercising their First Amendment rights. But I want to be very clear. We will not tolerate any violence of any kind. We will not tolerate any riots. We will not tolerate the destruction of property. We will not tolerate any unlawful behavior. Offenders will be arrested and will be held accountable.
Now you're taking a look down Constitution Avenue by the White House with this road completely shut down for as far as you can see. And then take a look over here on the lawns of the Washington Monument. This has been set up with speakers and screens for an overflow audience here tonight. Now, again, in the comments from the assistant city administrator and the chief of police, this is the first time that both of them have used the word riots when describing what they're preparing for as we get closer to January 6th and Inauguration Day. That is notable. As for the mayor tonight, she will be both attending here at 7 o'clock, the vice president's speech, and then she will head over toward DuPont Circle at 9 o'clock for the high heel race. That's the latest.
We see that they're preparing, they constantly, beefing up all sorts of security. And also we already knowing that land in the cut is the military, we already knowing where this is going to go. We already know if these if rioting break out and also violence break out, we already knowing that the military is going to step in. When you look up the Rex 84, look up King Alfred plan, also look up Project 25 if Trump get involved, if he get elected. So we know everyone's saying that it's a possibility that he should get it. But we we're going to measure the time diligently, but we knowing that it is going to go down through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, that sedition is coming. Let's read this here, a quick precept, and I have a few more videos, then we'll start the lesson. Let's see here. Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 3 says, a prudent man foresees the evil and hides himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. So one thing about it, that prudent man or that wise man is the one that's foreseeing these events is taking place right before our eyes, which in fact are the true believers, starting with the 144, the prophets, and also that great multitude, the believer, the true believers. And one thing about it, we seeing that, we're very close, we're very close to our salvation, also the second coming of our Lord and Savior. And one thing about it, we're getting prepared. Through much tribulation, ye shall enter the kingdom of heaven. So we already know heaven, Salaki. We know that they were saying also that they are concerned about voter fraud. And also they're concerned about them burning these ballots. They put their ballots in these boxes, and they've been setting them on fire, so it's set in this stage, large scale civil unrest and violence. So these things are coming up. Had this been planned, had this been art, had this been designed? Yes, all by design of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. So let's read it once again in the NLT. It says, a prudent person foresees danger and takes precautions. It said, the simpleton go blindly on and suffer the consequences. So one thing about it, we already know that 2/3, they'll keep hollering back Kamala Harris, talking about who they're going to vote for, who they think gonna make a change. The only one gonna make the change is Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. We don't give a damn nothing about these elections. We're not giving a damn about this new cashless society. We're not giving a damn about anything what's going on in this world. And one thing about it, only thing we are worried, only thing we're concerned about, we're not even worried. Only thing we're concerned about is the kingdom of heaven that dwells in right, and our Lord and Savior and our great deliverer that's getting ready to return and set all these things back into order, setting up that righteous order. So we're seeing that we're in that transition power. So the simpleton, which if I got a 2/3, these wicked Negroes, these wicked Latinos, these wicked Native Indians, I'm talking to you. And one thing about it, a lot of our people are still a docile, still are watching games, still are talking about these elections, which in fact it's not going to mount up to anything. It's getting ready to be total devastation, total destruction. And what we're constantly warning you left and right, America will be totally destroyed. Things are constantly picking up in the Middle East. We're here, it is at the door. So the prudent man foresees the evil. We seeing what's coming, civil unrest, the hour of temptation, Jacob's trouble, the MOTB, World War III, also our salvation is at the door. So now let's get some more of these videos, and we'll start today's lesson.
They're not coming after me, they're coming after you. I'm just standing in their way.
This is the election that will decide who we are.
I think it's the most important election of our lifetime.
2024 is our final battle.
He is not taking a single vote for granted. He was like, Glenn, is this all going to be about turnout? Are people going to turn out?
A once-in-a-70-year realigning election. A new Republican Party moved in a different direction.
My gut says you're accelerating at exactly the right time.
There's more up in the air than ever, but this is the opportunity of a lifetime.
The Constitution is hanging by a thread. It is time for the good people that know the difference between right and wrong to stand up and save the Republic.
Everything they did to him failed.
I'm not supposed to be here tonight. Not supposed to be here. And started shouting, fight, fight, fight.
Oh, we're going to have a ton. I mean, we got everybody coming.
America's future will be bigger, better, bolder, brighter, happier, stronger, freer, greater, and more united than ever before.
I don't know of a clearer choice between good and evil.
Man, I went to the gun store today, y'all, to grab myself some extra artillery, to treat myself to something nice for these festive times that we living in. And when I tell y'all I was the only black person in there, I was the only black person in that motherfucker. And I go to this one all the time. This is the main shop and range that I go to. So every time I went in there, I ain't always been the only black person. But this time was different because I'm like, yo, I'm just gonna run in there on my lunch break, grab what I want real quick, and just dip out. When I tell you, and it was like 1:30, bro, 2 o'clock at the latest. When I tell you, bro, these white folks was piling in this bitch. You would have thought this shit was some type of convention, bro. Like, I seen a group of like maybe 18, 19 at the oldest year-old white boys in there. Each one of them white boys had like 2 rifle bags and shit. Getting ready to go to the range. They treating that shit like it's laser tag. Chopping it up, oh yeah, talking about school and all this other shit. Then you got all these other white dudes in there with their wives. Bro, they grabbing ammunition. They grabbing silencers, bipods. I'm like, yo, man, this shit is fucking crazy, bro. And I'm like, this shit is wild, bro. I had to grab myself some extra ammunition because I'm like, yo, y'all not about to leave me with nothing, bro. Leave me out here high and dry like that. It's like, fuck that shit, bro. I was like, damn, maybe I should buy me something else. This shit is fucking ridiculous. And I know it's election time, so, you know, these NRA type of motherfuckers start losing their top a little bit and go over the edge. But, bro, this was different because I didn't been to the store and the range around election time before, and it was never like this, bro. Not no 1 o'clock on a weekday. I know it's Friday and shit, but 1 o'clock on a weekday, people bringing their whole fucking families. And I looked on their website too. It wasn't no type of special event or nothing, bro. These folks was not fucking around, bro. Every white person that walked in that bitch, they was headed straight to the range and had like 2-3 rifle bags with their ass, bro. They was not fucking around. I'm like, man, my people gotta hurry up and get in here and load up, because I don't know what the fuck they doing, but they damn sure ain't playing.
We are hearing that the National Guard troops, they are currently on standby. They have been activated in the states of Washington, Oregon, and Nevada as a precaution for potential election unrest that we're hearing that could be coming here on election day. Now, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Drop a 1 if you think that there could be some serious unrest that could unfold on election day. Drop a 2 if you think no, things are going to be fine. They're going to be just as they should be. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. But take a look at this, you guys. This coming out from Washington State's Governor Jay Inslee. Says Inslee has activated some Washington National Guard members to support the public safety activities related to the 2024 elections. You can see this release came out November the 1st, 2024. I'm going to give you all the details, and I'm going to be sharing with you the latest articles that came out on this. Now, in addition to that, there is the concern of cyber threats and the elections coming. Now, I'm going to give you more details on this, and we're hearing that this is happening. Take a look, you guys. Election website suffers a suspected national state attack. I'm going to get into more details. And also, we are hearing that the FBI is finding itself in an awkward, challenging spot ahead of Election Day, officials say. Now, like I said, I'm going to get into all the details for you, let you know exactly what is going on. Now, a lot of you guys know I'm going to be diving.
So now let's go here first. We've seen they are preparing. The Lord is getting ready to set the Egyptian against the Egyptians. So we're very close. These things are picking up. Seeing in that second to the last video, the guy was saying that he went to his favorite his gun shop or pawn shop where he get his ammo and different things. He's seen how all those Edomites was in there constantly getting all sorts of gun and also ammo. They are beefing up. The Lord is getting ready to set the stage. So we are very close. We're very excited. The Lord is getting ready, to bring this man down. He's just a man. He's trying to be like the Most High, but one thing about it, he's only a mere man. He's getting ready to be cut off forever. We're talking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the red man, the Genesis chapter 25 and verse 25. So we in that transition of power. So now let's go here. It said, Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 2, it said, I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. So that's that civil unrest, that's that civil war. And we know that the modern day Egyptian is the so-called white man, Esau, modern day Babylonian or American, which in fact these so-called white people. So we seeing right now, they constantly, saying that, they want Kamala Harris in, so because of this, because of that, saying they want Trump in, saying they want the good old good old boys back. And also they'll get ready to come up against what the people of color, you know what I'm saying, when you read about that Rex 84. So they're setting the stage, while you're sleeping, the devil is constantly getting busy. That's why we always got to be vigilant. Watchful, also redeeming the time wisely, because we're living in some evil time. We're seeing it, they are fast approaching. So we have, I think Tuesday will be the election. So we're going to measure the time. Could it happen before? Could they suspend the election? We getting ready to wait and see. This devil, he got something cooking. But one thing about it, the Lord got something cooking. It smell mighty good. You know what I'm saying? The Lord getting ready to do a mighty work. Let's read this again. It says here, Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 2 said, and I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. So it's going to be, it's an all out a lawless time, sedition, rioting, protesting, killing, kill or be killed. People getting murdered left and right. The body count is getting ready to go up. Getting ready to go up. It's going to be increased. And one thing about something that you have never seen before. And also we know that they're going to bring in that military. Also they're talking about the National Guard, but they're going to bring in the actual military. And also we know that America at any given day, things could go nuclear also. Let's read in the NLT. It said, and I will make the Egyptian fight against Egyptian. Said brother against brother, neighbor against neighbor. Said city against city, province against province. So it's going to be everywhere, So not only here in America, all over the earth, because the Lord is bringing forth that division, The Lord is getting ready to destroy this place like we have never seen before. And one thing about it, we know that America is constantly circling the drain. So let's go here to Second Ezra. So that's still they setting the stage, and also we know about this grain of rice. Second Ezra chapter 9, straight to the point. Second Ezra chapter 9 and verse 15 said, for the sword and their destruction draws nigh or near, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand. The modern day sword is the gun, all sorts of weaponry, ammo, different things that get prepared for. You already seen in that second to the last video when this so-called black guy, he was talking and telling, he said, they had the whole family in there, the children, their wives and stuff, but they raised their children, their wives to what? To kill. He had power to kill. Who was that? Esau, Edom. So he's getting ready to use that blessing in a big way. So we know that the sword and their destruction draws near. We're seeing it right now. One people getting ready to stand up and fight against another. Race war, rioting, a lot of things, civil unrest. Things are coming at a fast pace. And one thing about these elections is only setting everything up because they want to bring forth this new society shall go under your skin. You understand what I'm saying? This great economic collapse. So they trying to rule out everything right before your eyes. These things going to have like a domino effect. But a lot of people going to trust in the strength of Egypt, and you will be totally destroyed. We constantly warn you. So people are constantly getting more guns, more ammo. What are they preparing for? They keep hearing the dark forecasts of it could be large scale civil unrest, also increased violence, exactly what they want. And they're going to bring in the military, martial law, they're going to set up these checkpoints, these smart cities, all these things are coming into play. These guillotines, 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 16 said, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. So one thing about it, that it's getting ready to be a lawless time. And one thing about it, they're not going to regard the law enforcement, not going to regard the government or these candidates, they're talking about this election. They're not regarding that either. They're not going to regard the police, the military, each other. The government is just going to be killed or be killed. And one thing about it, they're going to try to bring forth that order, bring forth what NWO, total control. That's exactly what they want. And one thing about it, the power should stand, their action shall stand in their power. So we're seeing that we coming upon these times. And one thing about it, we knowing that he's getting ready to use that sword because he's very desperate, because he's seeing that his days is determined. He knowing that his kingdom his empire is falling. We already know that the U.S. dollar is constantly, you know what I'm saying, on the decline. Also, we know that the BRIC nations are on the rise, and the dominance of the American dollar, also the dominance of America is plummeting, you know, left and right. You know, we have a weak leader. This nation is divided, and it will be totally what? Destroyed. Verse 17 says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, because they said in the state, you know what I'm saying, they can bring these military and they're going to lock down everything. Martial law is coming, whether you believe it or not. They already have everything in place. You know, place you in one of these facilities, maybe one of these Walmart, because they're closing them down left and right. You know, we're not ignorant of Satan's device. He's rolling it out right before your eyes. Wake up. Wake your ass up, because one thing about it, they're coming for you, people of color. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, the Lord's going to have to lift up that standard. That's coming also. Verse 18 said, for because of their pride, you know, also checkpoints, these chipping stations, you know what I'm saying, coming into play. You know, you're going to have a choice. Either you take it or we're cutting your, you know what, off. So we coming upon these times. We'll constantly warn you. Still think that this is a game. One thing about it, while you are constantly playing, the devil is constantly getting busy. And also, the Lord is constantly getting busy. You know what I'm saying? He is visiting the earth that he created. Verse 18 said, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. Their houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid, very afraid, when these things come upon us at a fast pace, a lawless time. You know what I'm saying? Doomsday prep or whatever. You think you're prepared, you get ready to find out. If the Lord is not on your side, you're going to be totally destroyed. We constantly warn you. So one thing about it, we coming upon these times, man, left and right, man. We seeing that MOTB is at the door. Things are picking up over in the Middle East, man. It said, verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and great tribulation. So that's coming upon that time. You know, people, not going to be able to be able to have the resources to sustain. You know, it's going to be a lack of what food shortage. It's going to be, you know what I'm saying, lack of water, you know, lack of medical supply, a lot of things, lack of clothing. It's getting ready to be these men and women is going to be just like beasts, wild, you know, men. Also, we know that cannibalism is going to set in, you know, so people are going to kill you over just a bottle of water, even over a piece of bread. You know, so also these women are going to be thrown around just like meat, you know what I'm saying, just like, you know, to the slaughter. You know, they're going to be raping them to pieces. So one thing about it, these women are getting ready to get in order. Also, we know about Isaiah 4:1. So these things are getting ready to pick up. It's getting ready to be a time that we've never seen before. So this is going to take place. So much killing, you know what I'm saying, the Lord is going to have to step in. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, if not, you know, all flesh will be destroyed. But the Lord said, for the elect's sake, those days shall be short. Trust and believe in Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua. So let's go. So right there it said, let's read the last of the boy. Said, because the lack of bread and great tribulation. So that's exactly what's coming. You know what I'm saying? That great economic collapse. The sown place are getting ready to become unsown. We're constantly warning. They're constantly closing these stores down. They're constantly putting this AI system into place, you know, taking over all these jobs. And also they're doing away with the dollar slowly but surely. You know, the end of the dollar is the end of America. So now let's go here to Jeremiah chapter 50. Before we do that, let's look up the word. Let's look up the word civil unrest. Let's look up this right quick. I think I got it pulled up. Let's look it up right quick. Civil unrest. Just get a little bit more. There it is right there. See for what I got here. It says civil disorder, also known as civil disturbance. It says civil unrest. It says civil strife or turmoil or situations when law enforcement struggle to maintain public order and tranquility. See what else it got here. Something. It was another definition I was looking up. I don't know if maybe I can find it, maybe I can't. Let's open this one up right quick before we close out. But just like I said, we're coming upon this, you know, civil disorder, civil unrest. It says pretty much the same thing. I had one pulled up, but I can't find it. But we pretty much know that what's coming. So we know that if law enforcement struggle, they cannot maintain, we know that they're going to bring in what? The National Guard. They're going to bring in what? The actual military, these Marines, also these sleeper cells, these Russia and China troops. Don't be deceived. One thing about it, these things are already has been put into place. There's constantly what? Setting the stage. So now, let's go here. We'll close out here, Jeremiah chapter 50. Jeremiah chapter 50, we'll start up at verse 32. Jeremiah chapter 50 and let's start up at verse 22, and we'll get 32 last. Let's go here, verse 22. And it reads, a sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. That's what we're constantly, hearing the war drum beating. Also about, it could be a thermonuclear exchange. Also what? Civil unrest, sedition among men. They shall be what? Like madmen sparing none. That's the sound that's going out right now. And also the sound that the men of the Lord are constantly constantly warning you about, each and every day. We constantly warning you. Verse 23 said, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? Saying, how is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? So it's getting ready to become a desolation among the nations very soon. And who is the hammer of the whole earth? That is America, Babylon the Great. And one thing about it, we already know that America has had the main influence over all these nations. All nations flowed into what America, and one thing about it, and we already know that this man is at the end of his reign of terror. And one thing about it, we already know that these nations are raging right now. They're not respecting America anymore. They're not even worried about their democracy, their policies, nothing that they have to offer. They don't want to have anything else to do with America. They're getting ready to burn the whore. So the nation police is on the decline. And one thing about it, these nations are getting ready to pick America off, with that thermonuclear fire. Also, that these Russia and China troops are coming in here left and right. And we seeing, right before our eyes. Let's read this once again. It said, verse 23, Jeremiah chapter 50, and verse 23 said, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? As it's getting ready to happen, this place is going to be a desolation. There will be no inhabitant left in, because what? The thermonuclear exchange, also that laser and chariot fire when the Lord returned with great glory and great power. Verse 24 says, I have laid a snare or a trap for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. And one thing about it, it's payday. The Lord is getting ready to repay. Someone must pay for these crimes. Verse 25, and also the Lord is getting ready to bring forth judgment and massive death like we have never seen before. Verse 25, the Lord has opened up his armory and has brought forth the weapon of his indignation, those IBCM missing that laser and chariot fire. For this is the work of the Lord, power of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. And not about talking about America. So the Lord, that indignation going to that righteous anger. So the Lord is causing all these things to happen. The Lord has divided these things, causing this division, the uproars of the people, all sorts of calamities and catastrophes are happening simultaneous all around the world. The birth pain. And one thing about it, they constantly on every side, they constantly increasing. And it says here, verse 26 said, come against her from the utmost borders, open her storehouse, cast her up at heap, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. So that's exactly what's getting ready to happen. America is getting ready to become a desolation. There will be no inhabitant left here. And one thing about it, I always say this all the time. If you love it here, you get ready to die here. There's nothing going to be left here but a lake of fire. America will be the lake of fire. What we call it, this thermonuclear exchange. It's getting ready. It's getting ready to happen right before our eyes. Things are constantly picking up in the Middle East. Man, these Bible prophets are speaking loud and clear. So now let's drop down to verse 32. Let's get this one, and we'll probably wind up closing out. Let's get the one here that's highlighted. It says here, Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 32 says, and the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall rise him up. And I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all round about him. And everybody's talking about the most proud is what Esau Edom. And one thing about it is that we already know that Babylon is stumbling and falling right now. We're seeing that this place is on the decline. We're coming upon a great economic collapse. Also, we knowing that we're coming into another a digital programmable, also implantable. These RFD microchips, these, you know what I'm saying, things that will, where you will have to use to buy and sell. If not, you'll be cut from society. But the Lord's getting ready to kindle a fire in all this man's cities, these IBCM mills, the indignation of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, the most proud, Esau Edom, you know what I'm saying, the red man of Genesis chapter 25, you know what I'm saying, the original caveman. And one thing about it, the Lord's getting ready to put him back in his place. And also the Lord is getting ready to cut him off. And also slavery is coming back in a big way. So rejoice ye heaven. So let's read it once again. Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 32 said, and the most proud shall stumble and fall. That's exactly what we're seeing right now. And none shall rise him up. And I will kindle a fire in his cities and shall devour all round about him through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua. So we already know we're coming upon this time. The election unrest. We're seeing it happen. They constantly warning you about possibility of large scale civil unrest, large scale violence that we have never seen before. So they are constantly preparing. And one thing about the Lord is preparing, you know what I'm saying, to destroy this place. We cannot wait. And also we constantly warn you about shall go into your right hand or into your forehead. These things are coming at a fast pace any given day. So the title of the daily lesson, once again, is Watchman Report, Election Unrest. So I'd like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rekah Kwadash. I like to say, Shalom, Shalom.